In the last episode, I talked about negative thoughts and how it affects what we do and how we think. You really can't talk about negative thoughts without talking about self-confidence. Because when you really break it down, a lot of negative thoughts come from not trusting yourself. So today, I want to do a little deep dive on confidence. To me, confidence is that thing that lets you move through life without second guessing every little decision you make. For a long time, I thought confidence was something people were just born with. Like some people had it, some people didn't. And if you didn't have it, that was just who you were. But of course, I learned that's not true. Confidence isn't a personality trait. It's not about being outgoing. It's not about never being nervous. Confidence is really just trusting yourself, trusting that even if things don't go the way you planned, you'll figure it out. And that shift alone changes everything. There were a lot of times in my life where I didn't trust myself at all. I would overthink everything. I would hesitate. I would talk myself out of things. I would wait and wait for the right moment. And most of the time, that moment never came. Not because I wasn't capable, but because I didn't believe I was capable. I used to avoid situations where I didn't feel fully prepared. I tell myself I needed more time, more clarity, more certainty. But what I really needed was proof that what I was doing would work out in my favor or be the best thing for me to do in the moment. But that proof only comes from action, and I had to understand that. So the moments in my life where I pushed myself through anyway, whether it be because of a deadline, pressure, or a promise that I made, even when I felt unsure, those moments showed me that I was capable of more than I thought, that I can handle more than I thought I could. After that happening a few times in my life, I realized confidence doesn't come before action, it comes after. You don't wait until you feel confident to move. You move and confidence follows. That's what a lot of people don't realize. That's what I was doing with my YouTube channel. Confidence followed after I posted the video, but negative thoughts was often getting in the way of that. One of the biggest things that helped me build confidence was keeping small promises to myself. Not life-changing goals, small things. Recently, I started creating a morning routine, but started really small. I told myself after making my bed in the morning, I drink a glass of water and write down one thing I'm grateful for. That's it. I didn't want to overcomplicate it because then in the morning, I would feel like it's a lot to do, especially after just waking up. And I probably wouldn't do it. And if I woke up and didn't have a lot of time, those things are pretty quick to get done. I can still keep the promise to myself. So what I would do is at night, I would put a bottle of water with a pen and paper next to my bed to make it extremely easy to get done right away when I wake up. And later on down the road, I can add more things to that routine when the trust builds and more things wouldn't feel overwhelming. It's all about doing what you say you'll do. And that sounds simple, but it matters. Because every time you keep a promise to yourself, you're telling your brain, I can trust me. And every time you break one, you're telling yourself the opposite. Over time, that adds up. Another thing I had to learn was how much confidence lives in your body, your posture, how you walk, how you carry yourself. Even when you don't feel confident, moving with intention sends a signal back to your brain. It's almost like you're teaching yourself confidence from the outside in. Whenever I know that it'll be a day where I'll probably be in the house all day, but I still want to get things done, I'll make sure to change out of my sleeping clothes and into an outfit that would make me feel productive because my confidence instantly goes up 1000% when I change it to outside clothes. Even if I'm staying in the house all day, I tend to get more things done. Like if I'm in sleep clothes, I want to go back to bed or I feel lazy. So me wearing outside clothes, I won't be tempted to get back in bed because I made it harder to. I would have to change clothes again. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like getting in bed with clothes I wear outside. Unless it's a shirt that, has gotten old and it's transitioned into a shirt I wear to bed, but that's a whole different topic. You get the point. But then in all of this, there's discomfort. Confidence grows in discomfort. Not like a panicking discomfort, but that uncomfortable space where you know you should do something even though your mind is telling you not to. Take that leap towards something you want to do. Every time you survive that discomfort, your brain learns something new. It learns that it can handle it. And that is confidence. A lot of people think confidence disappears when you fail. But honestly, failure is where confidence is built. Because when things don't go your way and you keep going anyway, you prove to yourself that failure isn't the end. It's just feedback because you fail, fix the mistakes, and then just try again and keep repeating that until you get the results you want. You prove to yourself over and over that you can do it and you have the determination. And most of the time, after keep trying it so many times, you get it done and then your confidence goes through the roof. So I encourage you all to take that small step in building that confidence if that's something you're struggling with. You can do that by picking one thing that you have been avoiding that would improve you or your life. And instead of looking at it like you have to complete the whole thing today, break it down into the smallest tasks you can that will make it a no-brainer to complete. For example, if there's a book that you're trying to read, don't think about reading the whole book. Think about reading one page today. And if that still sounds like too much, think about reading one paragraph today or one sentence. Just make it as easy as possible in your brain to where you tell yourself, oh, I can do that in 2 seconds, or I can do that, in no time. Break it down as far enough to where you're guaranteed to get it done. Because once the momentum builds and the trust builds, you'll get it done in no time effortlessly. Thank you all for listening to this podcast episode. In the next episode, we're going to talk about protecting your energy, because what you allow into your mind and your environment shapes who you are. And that's really important. So remember to protect your peace, elevate your mind, and the pencil is always there for you to pick up and make changes to your life's blueprint.